Right. Who are you, Dad? Look at the camera and
All right. I'm looking at the camera.
You say hello to your friends.
I am saying hello to my friends in Tonga. They were called the Afiakis. And one of them was a doctor. And he used to work at the hospital at Afiaki. But I happened to be there one year, just as the baby was being born, a new baby. And that new baby boy, I had christened and baptized by the Catholic priest. So, his name is Basil Afiakis, like I am.
What's your name?
My name is Basil.
Basil what?
Afiaki.
Yeah, that's a boy. What's your name?
Basil Smith.
Where were you born, Dad?
I was born in England, in the town of Ulverston. And I don't remember that at all, but I was born there.
And what year was that?
I have to look at that.
Oh, I know. It was 1919.
Oh, I was born in 1919, on the 7th month.
That's right. And today, the date is the 22nd of July 2007. So how old does that make you?
Nearly 88.
You're going to be 88 because you were born on the 29th of July 1919.
Yeah, that's right.
So you'll be 88 in about a week's time, Dad.
Yes. I didn't realise that, but thank you for telling me, Craig.
Good. And do you remember about what year was it when you first went to Tonga?
I've been going to Tonga for a number of years. I can't remember actually. Maybe in my album there.
You got a photograph album with some photographs in it. All right. And had you come to live in New Zealand after the Second World War, and then from New Zealand you decided to travel around some of the Pacific Islands?
That's right. I did.
He wasn't well, and so he had to go off by himself. I looked after your children while Dad went for a trip.
Oh, okay. So how many of Dad's children were born when he went travelling to Tonga?
All born, I think.
All of them.
I
So
think
so you got 4 sons.
Yes.
Yep. Born to a New Zealand wife, born in New Zealand.
Yes.
And they would have been born in 1953, 1955, 1957, and I'm the youngest. My name's Craig. I was born in 1959. So you must have been travelling to Tonga maybe in the early 1960s, Dad.
I did travel to Tonga quite a lot in those days.
How did you travel?
I had to fly.
You flew there, did you?
went by ship.
No, you went by ship, I think, Dad, in those days. Yep. Right?
Might be.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yep. And do you remember, how did you meet the Afiaki family?
Mainly, I met the Afiakis.
You went to church.
I went to church, the Catholic church, and the Afiakis were good Catholics.
And do you remember what happened after church, or?
Yes, occasionally I do. I used to have Holy Communion with the Afiakis in Tonga.
And did you meet them at the church service first of all, do you remember? Or was
I
it
remember meeting them, and it was at a church service. It was at a church service. It was, I can't think of the year. I'll leave that.
Yeah, we'll try and look it up later. And do you remember anything more about what you did with the Afiakis, or did they invite you home, or?
No, I don't think they did.
Hey Dad, you can show the Awhiakis now photograph with some of your family and your descendants in it.
Well, thanks to you, Craig, being here and having the camera and everything else, we've organised it fairly well.
All right. How many children have you got, Dad? You got 4 children. Here's your wife Shirley.
Yes.
And that's you. This photograph's probably taken about 10 years ago.
Yes.
And you got 4 sons. The oldest boy Vaughan, second boy Derek,
Yes.
third boy Justin, fourth boy that's me.
Ah.
Now Vaughan, who's born in 1951, he's married to a lady from Thailand, and they've got these 2 sons. They're both grown up now, and one's married and one's settled down too. Second brother Derek, his wife is from Samoa, Tulua. They've been living in Papua New Guinea for about 25 years, and they've got 4 children. This boy now is a doctor. He's married to an American. In fact, your oldest son, Vaughan's son, who's half Thai, he's also married to an American girl.
Huh.
The second, actually, Derek and Tulua from Samoa have a daughter who's also married to an American. They're living in New Zealand. And then there's two younger children. One lives in Wellington and one's still schooling with them in Papua New Guinea. Your third son, Justin, he was married to a New Zealand Māori, and they have 3 children. 1, 2, and there's another one somewhere. Oh, I don't think the third one was born yet. I think his wife was pregnant at that time. And then there's myself. My first wife was from England. The only son who married a European, and we've got four children.
That's because you're Baha'is. You're Baha'is.
Yeah,
Great.
3. Oh, and I think that's right. My youngest one wasn't married then. So yeah, because we're you're a good Catholic dad, but all your sons eventually became Baha'is.
He's not a Catholic now. He's not a Catholic now.
Okay.
Because they're Baha'is, they marry different people.
All right.
Races.
Mum, come and stand beside Dad and introduce yourself, please, Mum.
I'm too ugly, darling.
My wife's just come in, and she'll be standing beside me now. Her name's Shirley.
Shirley Doris Smith.
Are we allowed to say approximately how you're about 2 years younger than Dad, aren't you, Mum?
Yes, Craig.
Yes. Did you ever travel with Dad around to the Pacific Islands in his travels?
No, because he wasn't very well, so I looked out for children while he went.
Oh, was this his recuperation to travel overseas? What?
Yes.
Why did Dad travel to Tonga?
To get a break, just for a break. Because he wasn't well and he wanted a break.
Is that well from the TB?
Tuberculosis, I suppose, yes.
Dad had tuberculosis in the early 1950s and had to go into hospital for many months to have an operation and recover from that. And then he hadn't been feeling very strong, so he wanted to go for a holiday. And he jumped on ships, did he, and travelled around the Pacific. In the time when there weren't very many tourists, I suppose.
That's right, yes.
Very good.
Thank you very much, Craig, for doing that.
All right.
If you're going to see the Awhiakis in Nuku'alofa, where they were, one is a doctor, or was a doctor, he may still be in there, and I have seen him in Awhiaki, in Nuku'alofa.
Do you want to send a message?
I'll just give him all my regards. I think a lot of the Awhiakis, and they've been very good the way they brought up their family.
Have you got any words of advice for your namesake, Dad, about in life?
I can't say very much about the young boy that was born when I was there. I know that I said, when he's being born, let's make him a Catholic. We'll make him a Catholic.
Is that right? You mean help to christen him? You suggested he...
Yes.
All right. And you were there at his christening?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Have you got any words of advice about life, Dad, that you'd like to pass on to your namesake, Basil.
Just say that I hope I used to take young Basil to church on a Sunday morning.
You never did.
And Dad, I want to say thank you very much because you all took all your 4 sons to church every Sunday while they were growing up.
Yes.
We're very thankful for you for doing that for us.
I had a father who was a very strict Catholic, and my mother used to go along with him. They were all good, brought-up Catholics, and they all went to Mass.
How often did you used to
And
go
they
to
used to go down from Ulverston down to the Catholic Church, which was quite a long walk.
Once Dad went in the army, he never went to church again.
Oh, but then he got married to you, Mum, and he brought all his 4 sons up as good Catholics.
Yes,
He took us to
tried
church.
bring them out, give them what he didn't know himself.
Well, you knew a lot, Dad, and we're very thankful that you took us to church and
Right.
brought us up with a good fear of
Now,
God.
You're all brought up as Catholics.
Very good, Dad. Thank you.
I think you're all confirmed as Catholics. You're not
Of course, yes, we were.
Like what you've done today. You organised an interview that you can send with videotape, I hope, to Basil Smith Jr. in Nuku'alofa.
All right.
I spoke to him this morning.
That's good.
Thank you, Craig, for what you've done. I appreciate it.